Good morning everyone, and it is time for our Monday morning resistance band or weights class. So hopefully you've got resistance band rather than weights, but if you've only got weights, that's absolutely fine. It just might mean that you need to modify some of the exercises a little bit for yourselves. So this is more of an intermediate level class. It's not an ideal one for beginners. So if you are doing this and you're not of a more intermediate level, everyone is doing so at their own risk, I have to say that. But do make sure that you stay safe and you keep the exercises within a range that you know you're doing them properly. So rather than maybe doing the full exercise, maybe just modify a little bit for yourselves. And I've got Christine in. Good morning, Christine. Lovely to see you. So as always, do make sure you have a nice, safe, clear working area. You've got no trip hazards, you've got your bands or your weights, and you've got them safely out of your working area for while we do the warm-up. And we definitely need a warm-up, don't we? It's not quite as nice as it has been, is it? So I'll give you a moment or two to get everything ready, and we will make a start when you've got everything sorted out. So we're not going to be doing any side lying today, so we don't need blocks, but if you do feel that you need a cushion, so maybe sometimes when we're doing some seated stuff with legs out straight, if you find that you're uncomfortable on your legs, your hamstrings are screaming at you, you need to just prop yourself up, so just have a cushion handy for if you do need that. I've got Louise in as well. Hi Louise! So, right, we are going to make a start because it is 10 o'clock. So, I'm going to start with a nice flowing warm-up. Let's try and get moving because it is a little bit cooler today, isn't it? So bring ourselves into our good standing posture. And I want you to just try to be a little bit more mindful with your movement today. So think of the exercises, think of it as a process of movement rather than I'm going from here to here and thinking of the start and the end. Think of everything that's happening in between. Really connect your mind to your body. So we're going to start that by bringing ourselves into that good standing posture and just feeling what that's like through the body. So taking that check through the feet, what's happening there. Checking in on the kneecaps and the pelvis. Are we feeling some engagement into the core? Shoulders relaxed down. And then where is your head? Is it forwards? Is it sideways? Just see if you can balance it right in the centre. Switch those muscles on in the front of the throat. And let's focus into our breath. Breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. So feel free to close your eyes and just really connect with your body. Notice if there are any little areas of aches, stiffness, little niggles. I know I didn't sleep very well last night, don't know why, but my back's feeling it a bit today, feels a bit stiff. So just check in with yourself. And let's come into an arm flow, inhale and exhale. Lifting from the little fingers. Now we're going to take the arms up to shoulder height, but as we bring them back, we're going to take them further back. Lift. Try not to flare the rib cage or drop the fronts of the shoulders forwards. Keeping the collarbones wide, lifting those arms behind you. Now let's add in a little squat. So coming down as the arms go forwards, push up and lift the arms behind. Down into that squat and pushing up. We'll do one more into that squat, lowering the hips and pushing back up. Now let's take the arms all the way up. Keep that rib cage down. Press them out wide and down. So nice big arm circles here. And just feel how the back is reacting to that. How the shoulders are reacting. Two more. One last one. Now, stepping one leg back, I'm going to take the arms forwards, and as you rock back, you're going to draw the opposite elbow back and rock. So really work through the feet, roll through the feet, and just check in with that back leg. Is the heel turning inwards? Is your hip pushing out? So just think about your alignment. Feel how the body's moving. So remember, it's about the process of moving. Now let's add in that arm extension and a rotation. So stretch out, come up and over and forwards. So if you need to modify this arm movement, please do. If there's any shoulder issues going on. But we want to really wake those shoulders up, ready for using the bands. One more. Up and over, coming forwards. Let's take that into a lunge, coming down and pushing up, tall spine. Can you feel that hamstring switching on? One more, and now I'm going to come up into a knee lift. Heel up, lift that knee, take the arms up. And step it down, back to hip distance into sways, pressing into the toes and pressing into the heels. Just feel what's happening in your body as you move. And back to level. Let's step the other leg back. Ready, with the arms wide, collarbones wide. Just feel that lovely width across the chest, across the back. And heel pointing at the ceiling, knee pointing at the floor. Let's rock back, draw that elbow back and forwards. Rolling through the feet, connect with your feet. Roll. Movement of the toes, it feels really nice. And back. One more like this. And forwards. Now let's add in that arm stretch. Rocking back. Open out. Reach over. And forwards. Stretching out. And forwards. Big breath in. One more. And staying there, ready for our lunges. Coming down. And pushing up. Feel what's activating in those legs. One last one. And pushing up, stabilise on your front leg, use your core, we're pulling up into our knee lift. Taking the arms up, step it down, back into those sways. And heels, toes, and heels. One more. And centre. We're nicely warmed up now. So grab your weights or grab your light band. If you're grabbing weights, remember, squat, hold them close to the body, you're going to hold them thumbs up. Okay, so I'm grabbing my light band. We're just going to come back to good standing posture. Now you're going to take the band, you want it a little bit loose. And we're going for palms down. Okay, so without any stretch on it, it's a little bit wider than your shoulders. Okay, we're going to take a stretch out and down. Again, just feel what's happening in your shoulders and in your back. Keeping that chin back, spine tall. Now, keep your left arm still and your right arm is going higher, shoulder height. But really try and keep that other arm as still as you can. Watch for that wrist flexing. So you want to keep the wrist still, work from the shoulder. Now you're clenching your jaw. If you are, just pop your tongue behind your front teeth and then open the teeth slightly, soften the jaw and down. Let's change sides, pulling up and down. Two more. And last one. Okay, from there, taking that band underneath one foot. Let's work those shoulders. So this time palm forwards. If you've got weights, it's palm forwards again. Take care not to lock your elbow out. Balance through the feet, pulled up tall. Let's take a breath in. And you're coming up just to here. So remember, you need enough tension on that feels like an effort. And we're going to take it out and down. So it's a little bit faster. Now, next one we're going to hold. Little pulses at the end of the range of the movement, but turn your head the other way. Push. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Keeping that tension on. Hand onto the hip, shoulders back, draw the sword. So let's pull up and down. So feel what's happening. Is the top of the shoulders tensing? If it is, just see if you can keep that relaxed. Pulling across the body. And one more. And down. Okay, before we do the other side, let's keep those legs moving so they stay warm. Let's take that band around the back. So if you've got weights, just take one in each hand. We're going to step a little bit wider, come into our squats. So palms up, shoulders wide, and gently think about widening the shoulder blades into the band. So not pushing them out so they round, just think of spreading them across the band so you increase that tension a little. Chin nodded, let's come into the heels, hinge into that squat, and back up. Inhale down, exhale, push up. Two more. Last one. And up. Okay, coming to the other side. Band underneath the foot, back to your good standing posture. Palm forwards and a bit of tension on already. Standing tall, elbow straight but soft. Breath in. Exhale, pull just to here, that should be an effort. And pull. 3 more. And we're holding this last one, remember, hold. Turn the chin the other way. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep the body still. 2, 1, and down. Swapping for draw the sword. Standing tall, shoulder back, chest open. And exhale, pulling up. And inhale back down. We need a bit more tension there. There we go. That's better. So you adjust it for you. So it does feel like an effort, feels like you're working, but it's not too much that you're compromising other areas of the body. One last one. And down. Okay, let's take that band out. We're going to come into some lunges now. So for the lunges, we're going to be holding that band. I'll tell you what, actually, if you've got a band, tie it in a loop. We're going to do some good shoulder work. If you've just got weights, you're just going to use your weights, that's fine. It won't be quite the same, and I want you to try and keep some tension across the shoulders, so that feeling of width. Okay, so you want a small loop, you're going across the wrists. So just behind the wrists. Right, let's find that good lunge position. Step the leg back. Okay, onto the front leg. Now, tension into that band. And you're hinging forwards. Now we're going to push forwards as you come down to that lunge. So bring the elbows back to start. And you're going to push. And in. Keep that tension on. Now we're going to go a bit higher, but be mindful of what's happening in the body. Are your collarbones starting to narrow? Try and keep them wide. One more. Now can we go a bit higher still? Pushing up. Tension on, feel those shoulders working. One more. Now bring those arms in, release the tension, come up into that knee lift for me. Extend the leg. Bring it back in. And down. Okay, let's change sides. So, into your good lunge position. Breath in, exhale, tension. Coming down into that lunge and pushing forwards. Exhale. A little bit higher. Keep those collarbones wide. Your arms shaking yet. One more. And we're going up. Push. And down. Okay, into that knee lift. And step it down. Okay, let's untie that band. And we're going to take the feet into tandem stance, or feet together if you prefer. So holding it fingers long, just tuck it into the thumb, pointing down, shoulders back and wide. Now really try and keep that rib cage down, chin down, breath in. Exhale, you're going to try and wrap that band around your legs, squeeze your shoulder blades together towards the base of the shoulder blades. So middle and the points of your shoulder blades coming together. And just notice if you're feeling it the same on both sides. Chin chin stays back. We're lengthening that spine. One more. And release. Let's change legs. Standing tall, even pressure in both legs. Breath in. Connect that inner thigh. This is a good opportunity to work that pelvic floor as well. So as you exhale, pelvic floor switches on. Thighs squeeze together. Abdominals switch on. Exhale. Two more. And one last one. And recover. Okay, let's double that band over now. I'm just going to nod the chin, look at the band, and just follow it forwards. So you're looking down at your toes now. Stretch away. Take the arms up. Give them a stretch back. And recover. Let's give those shoulders a roll. Now, we're going to use the band as a bit of a guide to do a bit of a roll down. So, oh, can you not hear me, guys? Sorry, just seen that. Can you hear me now? Just let me know. Oh, I've gone a bit wonky. Yeah, give me a thumbs up if you can, just tap on a thumbs up if you can still hear me. Or am I silent? Anyway, right, so, you got me? All right, excellent, okay, super. Right, so, from there, using the band as a guide for a bit of spinal articulation. So it's really good for us to get us to nod the chin and curl through. So I want you to think about that zip travelling from your throat all the way down. Okay, now we're going to start small and we're going to get bigger if it's appropriate for you. So stay small if you need to. So back to your good standing posture. Arms a little bit wider than shoulders. Take that band out, shoulder height. Now you're going to look towards the band. Tuck your chin back, feel the movement of the spine in your neck, curl it. Keep the collarbones wide. Now start to curl down, just come to here. Have you still got your pelvis upright? Breath into the back, and exhale, curl back up. So remember, it's the process, not where we're getting to, it's the movement in between. Nod the chin, tuck it back, feel the spine move. Exhale. Can you get that spine curling and curling and curling? Draw the abdominals in. And back up. Let's do one more here. Nod the chin, follow that band. Really stretch and lengthen the spine. And up. Now if it's appropriate for you and you'd like to, we're going to take that further. Nod. This is where I'm going to struggle because my back's feeling quite tight today. So come towards your knees and then see if you can get some more articulation and come down towards the toes. Breath in. Now start at the hips, lift the back of the hips. Same process, but we're just reversing it. Really try and get some curl into that lower back. And then up into the neck. And up. So very mindful, just being aware of your spine. Pelvis upright till you get to your knees. And then really try and move through that lower back. Breath in. Now think about reversing that tuck, the pelvis under, draw those abdominals in, keep your collarbones wide. and up. One last one. Pressing towards the toes. And exhale, lift the hips, lift and curl. And a big breath in. And down. Okay, we're going to come down onto the mats now. So into a kneeling position. Now, some of you might prefer to sit for this. Some of you might want to stay with knees underneath your hips. But if you can, I'd like you to come to here. So taking that leg out to the side and making sure that this hip stays over this knee. It is going to want to push out. Keep it under control. Single band, again, wider than your hips. So gripping through the fingers, thumb forwards, taking the band up, shoulders down. Let's see if we can get it above the head. Take a breath in, exhale, and up. Stay really tall in that leg that's supporting you, so the one with the bent knee. We're going to do 2 more. Now we're going to hold this last one. Hold, push the bottom arm down, bring the other hand behind your head. You're going to push up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring it back round and bring it back up. Let's bring it down. Now we're going to add in a little circular movement. Let's take that band out. Now think of moving from above the hips. Try not to let this hip start to hitch up. I'm going to try and keep it level, hip staying over the knee. So let's take it a little twist. Bring your hand to slightly behind your knee. You're going to lift up and over. Stretch towards the other foot and round. So this is about keeping everything else as still as you can. Shoulders draw back to get that extension. One more. And coming in. Let's change sides. So if you're on both knees, you're going to have a lot less stability, but it might be more comfortable for your hips. So just modify your range of movement. And we're gripping through the palms and the fingers. Take the band up. We're coming over. Stable and strong through your base, moving from above the hips. Last one, we're holding it here. Push down, take the other hand behind the head and push up, triceps. 8, 7, 6, push. 3, 2, and 1, can't count. Bring it round and back up. Let's bring those arms down. Just take a breather for a moment. Now, a little bit of tension onto that band and taking it to the side. Lift that arm, come into extension without flaring those ribs. Reach towards the foot and round. Up. So as big a movement as you can without anything else moving. in. Oh, that was a good knee crack. Right, time to do a little bit more legs and core now. So I'm going to switch to my medium band. I'm going to start with a bit of footwork. So this is where you might want a cushion to prop up your hips a little bit. So round the ball of the foot and the toes, sitting really tall, get some tension on, draw those elbows back, feel that you're on those sitting bones, lengthen the spine, chin back, ribs down, breath in, exhale, push into that band, and then pull back, get a really good stretch, push, and pull back. So feel like you're pushing through the toes as well. Don't just leave it up to your arches. Let's work those toes as well. Getting a fantastic stretch in those calves on that flexion. One more. Stretch and flex. Okay, from there, I'm just going to soften those knees. Sit tall. So just make sure you're not gripping your hips. Press down through the heels and feel that you're anchoring through your sitting bones, through your heels. Hips staying soft. Let's take the arms forwards, get some tension there. Into triceps. Now press through your toes, don't let them flex back. Press those toes into the band. And one more. Okay, loosen the band off a little. Take the arms out straight, palms facing. Now we're going to do a little bit of a half curl. So press into the band, press your heels down, soften the knees. Now think of lengthening away from your feet. Tuck the pelvis under and curl back up. So I want you to try and make this movement of the lower back rather than the upper back. So we want to keep tall. Think of moving from the hips first. Anchor the heels down. Yes, they will move a little. And pulling back up. Press those toes away. And up. One more. And up. Okay. Just take the band off the toes, bring it down, ball of the foot and the arches. Okay, free up those toes a little bit. Pressing them wide so that we're working those hips. We're going to add in some rotation now. So sitting tall, try not to move the hips. You're going to pull back, follow that elbow round. Exhale as you rotate. And just watch for leaning back. It can be tempting to kind of do this. Try and stay over your hips. And centre. You should feel one shoulder blade come in towards the spine. Nice and tight. As that elbow comes back. One more each way. And up. Let's take a stretch forwards. And restack. Okay, one foot into the band now. So we're going to use this for a bit of stability. Come into a roll down, seems to be at the end of your mat. So remember, anchor your heel, the other leg is bent, stabilise, wide shoulders, sit tall. Now let's exhale, tuck under, push through that band, push away, try and keep your heel down. All the way down. Let's bring that leg in and we're going to bring this leg up into a stretch. Now just change your grip so that your palms are facing. Let's bring the elbows down, collarbones wide. Is your chin nodded? Can you feel that you're anchored down into your shoulder blades and your rib cage and your pelvis? So let's take that leg up into a good stretch. Let's push it down and bring it back up. Trying to keep the spine as still as you can and anchoring through that other foot as well so that that doesn't move. Down and up. Okay, let's take the band to one side, lift as high as you can. Now try and stabilise that other side. Take the leg out and back up. Okay, if you need to, anchor with that arm as well. And up. So keeping it nice and high. Now I want you to feel that glute working, so I want you to really push into the band. If you're feeling your hip doing all the work, just take the band more around your heel, okay? So if you need to make that adjustment, if you feel that you're just gripping here, take it round the heel. Now push that heel into the band. You'll feel your glute work more. So think of pushing, pushing, pushing away through that heel. One last one. And up. Okay, bending that knee in again. Let's bring those elbows down. Now we're going to nod the chin, curl up, come to the bottom of the shoulder blades, and we're going to extend the other leg. You're going to push out and in. Need a bit more tension. Push. So again, you're pushing through the heel, trying to stay lifted. Pelvis staying still. Control it back in, one more. And in. Now bend the other leg in, bring it down onto the mat. Now let's extend this leg, nod the chin, curl up. Use that tension on the band, slide the other leg forwards and up. Okay, let's change sides. So let's have that band round. Hip distance, other leg bent. Anchor down through the heel, sit tall. And we're going to curl down. So think of pushing that heel away. Try not to push the back of the knee into the floor. Curl, really tuck under, get that movement of the pelvis, stretch the other leg out. So we're taking that leg up into your stretch. Sorry, bend that knee in. We did it that way, didn't we? So anchor through the foot and up, pushing down and up. So if you are gripping that hip of the bent leg, push through your foot. Make that hamstring do some work. Last one, and we're staying up at the top. This is where we take the band and move across a little bit, give myself some space. Into the other hand, arm out to the side. Now try and keep the other leg still. You're opening out and back up. So push into that heel if your hip is feeling like it's doing all the work. In the front of the hip, that is. Push the heel away. One last one. Okay, palms facing, elbows down. Let's nod the chin, curl up, bring that leg in, and extend the other leg. Stretch the toes. So you're going to push out and in. So try and stay lifted. Think about, rather than lifting with your head, think about pulling your bottom rib upwards away from the floor. And that's going to help you get that core working instead of your neck feeling like it's doing all the work. One last one. And in. And let's bring that leg down, take that stretch up. Nod the chin ready, push into that band. Nod, curl up, lift that bottom rib, slide the other leg out until we're all the way up. Right, let's take the other foot in and making sure we're hip distance again. We're going to cross that band over, palms down. So again, try not to grip the band with your thumbs. Grip through the palms, collarbone, shoulder blades wide into our fly. So you're pulling the elbows up and you're pulling your hands towards your shoulders. Try not to bend at the wrists. Two more. Last one. Okay, same again but in a curl. So let's anchor those heels, soften the knees. Curl back. Just a half curl. You can stay upright if you want to, but really try and tuck that pelvis down. Anchor through the heels, lift the rib cage. Rowing out. Two more here. Last one. Now nod and curl. Back up. Right, let's take that band off the feet. I'm actually going to switch back to my light band now. So if you've got a medium, you might want to just take it a little bit easier. So we're sitting, legs out straight. You're going to take the band a little bit wider again than your shoulders. Sit really tall and anchor through those sitting bones and your heels. Now let's take a rotation and push the band away. Push it behind you and up. Same side. Rotate and then push. Follow the hand with your head and up. Rotate, push back. So it's a slight lean and up. Rotate, lean, and up. Last one. And up. Let's do those to the other side. Turn, push and lean away. Make sure that other hip stays anchored. Heels stay anchored. We're not curling the spine. Keeping it tall, rotate, push. Two more. And up, one last one. Take a stretch up. Bend the elbows down, push up and stretch towards the feet. Relax down, lift the chest and curl back up. Okay, from there We're going to come up into kneeling. Pop your band, your weights to the side. Knees underneath the hips, pulling up tall. We're coming into a hip flexor stretch. So let's step one leg forwards, lengthening the spine and coming into an arm float. You can use your arms for stability if you need to, but really try and press and open this hip and come back. Press it forwards and pull back up. One more. Take a stretch up. Circle wide. And coming back in to change sides. So let's step out. Good step out. Make sure your ankle is in front of your knee. Pulling up tall and pressing forwards. Open that hip and back. I have to say that that is the floor, not my body making that popping noise. I don't know what's got underneath the mat, but something's making a funny noise. And one last one, staying here. And up. Stretch out wide and in. Now let's bring that foot back. Tuck the toes. Push up into standing. Okay. From there, let's take a nice big stretch up and over. Really reach. Now soften the knees forwards. Swing round from above the hips to the centre and restack. Up and over, big stretch. Soft knees, roll round through the body and up. Okay, take the arms forwards, swing down, turn and stretch, really reach, big breath in and come back. Other side, turn and stretch, really reach and back. Let's bring those arms down. Inhale, feel that energy rise through the body and down. And very well done everyone, thank you for joining me this morning. So sorry if there was a little technical hitch for any of you. Your sound's come back on. Okay, well hope you enjoy it later then, Louise. Take care everyone and do enjoy the rest of your day.